Hey, this is June, and today we're interviewing Farley Mowat. So what stirred an interest in you to study biology?
Well, funny you asked that. When I was vacationing at my grandmother's house, she had a pond with catfish in it. So I decided to get a tin can and put some catfish in it and take them home, but I had nowhere to put them. So I just put them in the toilet, and then I started to observe them more, and I got fascinated by them. And then my cousin flushed them down the toilet, and that was pretty sad, but that stirred my interest in biology at an early age.
So Farley, tell me more about your experience in the Canis Lupus project.
Well, I was assigned by my chief at the time. I was a lieutenant. So I was assigned to observe wolves because people weren't happy about them killing animals and livestock. So I had to go research them, find out more about them, and yeah, that was my study.
So how long were you there?
6 months actually.
A wolf in 6 months?
Yeah, it would have been really lonely, but I met an Inuit, half white man named Mike, and his cousin named Utek, who was very helpful because he thought he had a supernatural link
Whoa.
between his mind, something weird like that. But he knew a lot about the wolves actually, which was very helpful.
As a biologist, what is your view on natural selection?
Well, funny you asked that. Utek, the Inuit, who was Mike's cousin, he had a whole legend behind, the theory of natural selection without even knowing it. It was about how the small, weak caribou were eaten by the wolves and the big, fat ones survived. And I believe natural selection is an obvious part that takes part in all species in a way that the strongest survive.
How did your image of wolves change during your experience?
Well, that was the main point I was trying to get across in my book, was that a lot of people thought before, and I thought before, that they were beasts that were very violent. But the thing is, they're just very territorial, and they're not exactly violent, but they're just scared and defending their territory. And I was observing them in their territory, and they got used to me, and I got used to them. And then I noticed that they were just like any other animal, and they were beautiful creatures.
That's touching. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.